When you're driving over a bridge, naturally, you want to be sure that bridge is safe. But if you're a government agency in charge of that bridge, you want to know a lot more, like when you might need to repair it, especially if you have many other bridges to consider at the same time. Enter Northwestern's Infrastructure Technology Institute, or ITI. ITI is using state-of-the-art techniques that monitor the stress and strain in our transportation system. Techniques that can save money and possibly save lives. In the Windy City, a common sight and sound. A train riding the elevated lines of the Chicago Transit Authority. Here at the intersection of Devon Avenue and Sheridan Road, CTA trains rumble over this bridge like clockwork.
We run between 400 and 500 trains a day over the bridge on the 4 tracks. That bridge takes a lot of abuse at the street level.
Take a look at the bridge at street level, and you'll see definite signs of aging, including spots where the concrete has crumbled. Perhaps not unusual for a 95-year-old structure, but still, there are questions. Is the bridge safe? What happens to the bridge hour by hour, day by day? Finding those answers is the work of ITI.
The idea is to collect data on the condition of infrastructure, surface transportation infrastructure, to bring it back to the laboratory, to analyze it and put it into useful form, to understand what's going on with the infrastructure.
Joseph Schofer is the director of ITI, and he and his team explain what they did at the Devon Sheridan Bridge. In 2010, the Institute contacted the CTA to see if there was an overpass where transit authorities and researchers could collaborate. This bridge was chosen, in part because it was showing signs of deterioration and just about to get steel shoring underneath. To gather a large amount of data, Northwestern researchers installed 20 sensors throughout the structure.
So, through this instrumentation, we're able to measure, as a train goes over, how much of the load of the train is being transmitted through the supplemental shoring as opposed to through the existing concrete.
This box collects all the data and transmits it back to ITI.
And that data logger communicates with the 20 or so sensors we have on the bridge, and every time a train goes by, it records exactly what all the sensors are doing.
Our sensor readings indicate that the steel shoring is not carrying very much of a load, which means that the concrete's still in pretty good shape. Not bad for a 95-year-old bridge.
Still, the data has larger implications. It can be extrapolated to help the CTA make long-term decisions about which bridges need repairs now and which ones can wait.
We're reaching 100 years on a lot of our infrastructure, and we're at a point where we need to start thinking about the next century of service from that infrastructure.
The concept of giving infrastructure owners real-time data to make long-term decisions is a core part of ITI. The Institute is working with partners across the country, including here at the John F. Kennedy Memorial Bridge, part of Interstate 65 that connects Indiana to Louisville, Kentucky.
What you're looking at is a live image from our camera installed on the I-65 bridge over the Ohio River at Louisville, Kentucky.
In 2008, ITI sensors indicated a bolt on a bearing assembly had failed. Bridge inspectors were alerted, but when they went to check it out, they thought it looked fine. Then ITI field staff followed up and found out the sensors were right. While the bolt looked okay, it wasn't. It was actually pulled out by hand because it had corroded so much.
It would have been very difficult to detect that with a hands-on inspection. We were able to provide that kind of information.
Schofer and his team point out the Memorial Bridge was never in serious danger, but the story underscores how real-time monitoring can prevent potentially big problems and possibly a catastrophe. Similar work is being done in Wisconsin at a bridge that connects to Michigan's Upper Peninsula. Here, heavy logging trucks are putting some strain on the bridge, and the data keeps government officials informed and prepared. The Wisconsin site provided great training for Olivia Nelson, a Northwestern engineering undergraduate who's been excited to work at ITI.
I think that the research that we do has a lot of implications insofar as the safety of the general public, because transportation is a fundamental part of our lives. And it's so fundamental that we don't realize that we use it every day until it's not working.
Overall, ITI is responding to the needs of the nation and the advancing age of infrastructure. Owners must decide how to spend money wisely and keep infrastructure safe. To do that, they look to the ITI for exceptional research methods and ideas.